Welcome back to the College Voice. Today we're interviewing Pride Kent and Transfusion. So tell us about yourselves, about Pride Kent Transfusion.
So my name is Jess Brenneman. I'm currently the vice president. We just had our election, so next year I'll be the president.
I'm Xander. My pronouns are he, they. I'm the social media marketing coordinator, and next year I will be the vice president.
I'm Terry Jackson. My pronouns are she, they, and I am the Intersectional Initiatives Chair, and I will be the Intersectional Initiatives Chair again next year.
Woo! And Pride Kent Transfusion, we're two queer student organizations on campus. We've been doing a lot in tandem just because we're some of the few remaining. Pride Kent is one of the oldest queer student orgs, not only on campus but in the nation. Transfusion was an offshoot for specifically trans-identified individuals, but both groups welcome anyone.
Yeah. So you said Pride Kent is one of the oldest. I was reading about it, and I believe it was started in 1971.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know any more about how it came to be?
Yeah, so it started as the Kent Gay Liberation Front in 1971. We've had a few name changes over the years. We became, at one point, the Gay, Lesbian, Bisexual Union, and then Pride Kent, and then Transfusion started in
2010s.
the 2010s, as the offshoot, like we said, and still going strong.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the Lavender Celebration, and how can people participate in that?
So Lavender Celebration is a pre-commencement ceremony for graduating students, but anyone is welcome to attend, and we want to make sure that's very clear. We're trying to get as many people as possible. And that started in 2013?
2013 by a student named Tori Swarm, along with the LGBTQ Plus Center, who put it on for many, many years until the recent closure. So now it's up to student initiatives and student orgs, hence why Pride Kent and Transfusion have taken over.
Yeah, so a lot of these things, the Lavender Celebration and, Pride Kent, make sure I got that right. It's it's a lot of legacy. How does it feel to contribute to that long line of people?
Scary. Well, it's big shoes to fill, and it's the organizations almost disappeared over the summer just because there hadn't been the transition in place for new officers. So it's very much like something this old and this important. We don't want to let it disappear, and we don't want to let it down.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we've been doing a good job, right?
Yeah, I mean, you literally called me up and you were like, "Hey Terry, do you want to join?"
I called up two of my besties and I was like, "Hey, do you want to be officers with me?" And then Xander had been doing so much just as a member that it was like, "Hey, let's elevate you." So.
You can always count on your friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how have LGBTQ plus students responded to y'all creating a space for them?
I'd say pretty positive. I know a lot of it started with people just being surprised that we were still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, I thought you'd be gone because of the legislation," and that's been the biggest thing that we've been trying to push is it's like, we didn't go anywhere. There might be some new leadership, but we are still here. We're still moving. So
yeah, apparently our membership has been way up in comparison to previous years. So it's been really gratifying to just see people come every week and still have the space and know that they're still supported.
Yeah. And so do you think that there's been a change with demographics with this new membership as well?
I want to say that it's relatively remained the same.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a lot more. I think there's a lot more trans people, especially, because I know that there's even some people who have recently come out and transitioned. I feel as though it's just been a lot of the same. A lot of just general sexuality, but some people have transitioned, and that's really cool.
And I think we're getting a lot of underclassmen, freshmen as well. Seeing a lot of people that said oh, I didn't see anything like this at Blast Off. I saw your poster, so people that are coming on that maybe over the summer, over the transition, they were like, there's no queer student org, and they find out that there is.
Mhm.
That's some good publicity almost for you.
Yeah, and you know, it's all of the posters were made by the lovely Xander, so yeah.
And so how do you maintain a safe and respectful space for LGBTQ plus students and individuals?
Yeah, I think that like we try our best to maintain. We have rules, not in the hard sense of like, you know, you break a rule, you're out. But it's like, hey, let's be respectful of everyone. Let's make sure like what happens in our meetings stays in our meetings. I think that we really cultivate this space both physically when you come to our meetings in person and also when you join our Discord servers and join our digital space, that you can ask your questions, you can seek support, you can vent, and you'll be heard and you'll be seen, and the people that are responding to you aren't going to be like, oh, that's so weird if you were, like, everyone's just so kind and awesome to each other.
Yeah, and what advice would you give students who are anxious about college life?
You guys have better advice?
I mean, I know we were talking about this a little bit before, of finding people that are right for you, finding a group where you feel welcomed, and if that space isn't there, work on creating it for yourself, because I think that was the biggest thing that brought me to where I am now with this, is that I saw that there was a lack in the community, and I was like, you know what, I want to be that for other people. So I think it's really easy to, and really helpful to make sure that other people are welcomed and encourage them to welcome future students in turn.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes it's by looking at the posters on the walls and on the screens and joining an organization. Sometimes it's as easy as you sit down next to someone in a class and they've got an anime sticker and you clock them immediately and then you're besties forever.
And is there anything you guys would like to promote?
Yeah, so we have a bunch of social platforms. I really recommend you go to our Linktree. We are Pride Kent and transfusion_KSU on Instagram, but I really recommend you register for Lavender Celebration especially, and look at all of our socials and join our group, please.
Yes.